The majestic Chesapeake Bay is the largest estuary in the United States. The bay and its rivers, wetlands, and forests provide homes, food, and protection for countless animals and plants. But our bay needs help. Hardened shorelines negatively impact its natural beauty, habitat for plants and animal species, and even your own home. While erosion is a natural and necessary process that feeds the bay's beaches and marshes, it is exacerbated by climate change, habitat loss, and overdevelopment. When businesses and homeowners remove shoreline vegetation, beaches, or dunes, and install hardened shorelines, they remove natural protective barriers. We live in this beautiful place, and we can manage tidal erosion in ways that preserve and enhance its beauty. So let's ask a few questions. Has your shoreline noticeably receded during the last 2 years? Do you have to step down to walk on your beach, or is your marsh getting washed away? Do concerns about the health of the bay keep you from enjoying your property? These are important questions to consider, because if erosion is negatively impacting your property, then a living shoreline can connect the land and the water to stabilize your shoreline and reduce erosion. And perhaps best of all, a living shoreline provides valuable habitat that enhances coastal resilience. And this Chesapeake Bay beauty is why we live here. So the question really becomes, if I need to protect against significant erosion, what can I do? One way is to create your own living shoreline, a proven technique of planting native wetland plants to create natural barriers to runoff. You may ask, why not put up a wall? Surely walls are more durable than plants. The answer is twofold. Not only do plants add to the beauty of our shorelines, but the effectiveness of natural vegetation increases over time. Shoreline vegetation will root and shoots grow. Bulkhead materials degrade. Plants are resilient and they diffuse and absorb wave energy. Hard surfaces are fixed, creating a bounce back where waves scour the beach. Over time, bulkheads and riprap erode sand, resulting in the likelihood of property and habitat damage. Once shallow water habitat and marine life is lost, it is costly to restore. The good news is there are many ways property owners can protect their shoreline, which in turn protects the Chesapeake Bay. And the next few slides will walk you through techniques that may include marsh plants in combination with structural improvements such as fiber coir logs, breakwaters, groins, and sills. Don't worry if these terms are foreign to you. This presentation will elaborate. The first step is to meet with an expert from either state or local government agencies or a nonprofit working in your area. Those consultations are free. This representative will help you identify the appropriate shore erosion control method for your shoreline and provide guidance on local regulations and the permitting process. The next step is to meet with a qualified contractor and share the advice and recommendations from the technical expert consultation. You may need to consult with marine contractors, ecological or restoration designers, and/or environmental services engineers. Do your due diligence and make sure the firms you work with have experience designing or installing living shorelines for private property owners and are state licensed. Most shoreline alterations require approvals from local, state, and federal agencies. We provide a link to services and consultants to help you with this process at the end of this presentation. While the approval process may seem intimidating, there are experts ready to help you with decision-making, planning, permitting, and installation of plants and structural materials. Each state has a different application process, which may also include county approval. However, there are experts to help you at each step, and fortunately, there are funding opportunities to offset the cost of creating a living shoreline. Some state, local, and nonprofit agencies offer cost share or other financial assistance programs to shoreline property owners installing Living Shorelines. Again, we will provide a link to those agencies at the end of this presentation. Now that you've decided to install a Living Shoreline, you need to tackle the permitting process with an application for state and federal approval. It's important to note that each state has a different application process, which may also include county approval. Recent efforts have streamlined those steps, and experts will help you along the way. A Living Shoreline is designed to meet the unique needs of each property owner. Some projects require bay access during construction, while others are completed only by land. The trees, shrubs, and grasses selected for your project will be matched to your shoreline stabilization needs. Other considerations are your desire for beautification or providing habitat for birds and aquatic plants and animals. When your project is complete, your contractor will advise you on how to maintain your shoreline plants. The look of your shoreline will change over time. Routine monitoring and maintenance practices will ensure your Living Shoreline is functioning properly. There is peace of mind that comes from completing a Living Shoreline project, and you are not alone in wanting to protect Chesapeake Bay. You can also join other shoreline property owners in community science shoreline monitoring projects affiliated with the Chesapeake Bay program. Natural shorelines are critical for a healthy Chesapeake Bay. They stabilize the land, reduce erosion, increase valuable habitat for plant and animal species, and enhance coastal resilience. They also add to the beauty of your property. So keep your shoreline natural by planting native vegetation or install a Living Shoreline. To get started or learn more, go to ChesapeakeBehaviorChange.org/campaigns.